Welcome, and thank you for joining the Water Peace Project's 8 Days of Global Love and Gratitude Water Meditation and Consciousness Experiment. Together, we are connecting through water for peace, a journey through water and your heart. Water holds the answer to all of our questions. Who are we? Where did we come from? And why are we here? Let's begin today by chanting the Ho'oponopono prayer of forgiveness together. Let's chant this 3 times. Please repeat after me. Water, I am sorry. Water, please forgive me. Water, I thank you. Water, I love you. Water, I am sorry. Water, please forgive me. Water, I thank you. Water, I love you. Water, I am sorry. Water, please forgive me. Water, I thank you. Water, I love you. For today's session, we will be reflecting on the words from Dr. Masaru Emoto from his book Messages from Water and the Universe. We'll start in Chapter 1 under the subtitle, Humans Are Water. Approximately 70% of a human body is made up of water. At the embryo stage, we are 98% water. Water supports our well-being by transporting necessary energy and nutrients throughout our bodies and helps us remove toxins via blood and other bodily fluids. As we age, the percentage of water within our body decreases. That's why we start to notice wrinkles and why our backs start to hunch a bit and we appear shorter. Ultimately, when the body contains less than 50% water, we die. In this way, we can say that humans are water itself. If we believe that water was sent from the divine, then we can say that our original father and mother is God. Yes, we are all children of God. This doesn't only pertain to humans, though. Every life was created from water. It is the origin of life and the Almighty's gift. All of God's intentions were contained within water that was somehow sent to earth. There must have been blueprints set as vibrations in the water. In order to access this information, I believe that salt was the next thing sent to earth. Thus, the sea became the womb of all beings. By combining vibrations, the sacred blueprints, and salt, a positive chemical reaction slowly started as the energy materialized as different forms of life. I think that this is the truth of the origin of life. Despite sex, nationality, personality, or any other differences, the fact that a human being's body is 70% water does not change. God distributed water equally to all humans. When thinking about this, it becomes quite clear that we should be true to the message of water, which occupies the majority of our bodies, and live according to God's will. But what does God want us to do? The answer lies in the pictures. Water, the messenger of God, created a miraculously beautiful crystal with the term love and gratitude. This is proof that these concepts are at the root of the creation of the world. The water that received the vibration of the original intent of God expressed and revealed itself to us as that spectacular crystal. Of course, if we expose water to just love and gratitude, we would still see a beautiful crystal. However, when the two are combined, the result has this mysterious sacred aura. The fact that we live on Earth, which exists in a three-dimensional form, has a lot to do with this. Our world is width, length, and depth, and possesses shape and mass. It can be understood roughly as the real world that contains materials. In our world, nothing materializes without the two opposite energies of positive plus and negative minus, for example, day and night, yin and yang, and male and female. Without these bipolar energies, nothing can exist. One is giving positive energy, and the other is receiving negative energy. When looking at things from this point of view, it becomes easier to explain why the water that was exposed to love and gratitude created such a beautiful crystal. As a representation of the giving energy, God created the concept of love, and as a representation of the receiving energy, He created the concept of gratitude. So, love is the active giving energy, and gratitude is the passive receiving energy. If we were to express these two energies in colors, love is pink and gratitude is green. We need to openly give our love at all times and receive everything with gratitude. As these two aspects maintain their balance, the earth will work just as God had designed it to. What will happen if the balance between love and gratitude disintegrates? That situation will be a state in which we're separating from the real intention of God. What do you think God will do when that happens? Wouldn't He let us know that we're taking the wrong route? As previously mentioned, there are many negative situations in the world today. It is also possible that within many people's personal relationships, they are experiencing uneasiness or difficulties. I can't help but think that this is the time we need to examine what kinds of signs God is giving us. On the other hand, this means that God will smile upon us as long as our life maintains the balance between the two concepts of love and gratitude. We can continually be healthy and beautiful as long as the water that occupies our body is playing a harmonious melody within. What's important for us right now is not to be distracted by social ills and stresses, but to consciously choose the way of life that is aligned with God's intention. The ratio of love and gratitude. I hope you now understand that water secretly holds two energies, one of love and one of gratitude. The chemical formula of water gives us a hint in trying to uncover the balance of these two elements. Water is chemically represented as H2O, two hydrogen atoms to one oxygen atom. And as a matter of fact, deep meaning exists hidden within this formula. My original theory with respect to this structure goes like this. Oxygen represents love, and hydrogen represents gratitude. But I don't think that love and gratitude are in harmony if they have a 1-to-1 ratio. Rather, it's when love is 1 and gratitude is 2. So the perfect balance between love and gratitude is 1-to-2. How does this ratio apply to our everyday life, though? The following example may help you understand this concept further. Let's say that I give a presentation about water's beauty and uniqueness and show some slides of water crystals. If the audience resonates with me and receives some insight and feels happy as a result of my talk, we can say that the vibration of love was successfully given to these people. That vibration of love in each person's heart transforms itself into gratitude, and that becomes another vibration and is given back to me. For this reason, no matter how tired I am before a seminar, I am always fully charged and energetic when it's over. This is because all the gratitude vibrations given off by the audience provide me with the boost of energy I need. But if the gratitude formed within each of the audience members is only one, the spread of the vibration will come to an end at that point. So what if the balance between love and gratitude was 1 to 2 instead? Out of the 2 gratitudes, one is given back to the individual who has offered love. For my example, that would be me who gave the seminar. The other gratitude that is left can now be given to someone else. For instance, someone from the audience who is moved by my presentation will share those feelings with other people. This is when an important transformation occurs. By communicating a strong feeling to someone, a form of gratitude that was in that individual transforms to love. Gratitude was a receiving energy, and love was a giving energy, right? By sharing a profound experience, the one who is thankful, the one full of gratitude, transforms from the receiver to a giver, as gratitude itself is transformed to love. So, when the balance of love and gratitude is 1 to 2, that phenomenon will continually manifest. When that happens, a cycle of love and gratitude, created by a single moment or piece of information, will transform itself as free energy and run through the whole world as a chain reaction. In order for it to work, the key is to always maintain the ratio of 1 love to 2 gratitude. The balance between love and gratitude is very similar to the construction of our face. We have 1 mouth and 2 ears, as God designed us. I understand His intentions as follows. There is only 1 mouth to communicate love, and in order to receive that love with gratitude, there are 2 ears. What if we all had 2 mouths instead? It's easy to imagine that that would become way too noisy. The world would be full of arguments and disagreements. Furthermore, if we had just 1 ear, we wouldn't be able to take in all that others are trying to tell us. Communication would be harder to maintain, leading to uneasiness and misunderstandings. Fortunately, we have 1 mouth and 2 ears, 1 part that does the active process, and 2 that handle the passive process. God must have known that this was the perfect balance. We can even find that balance of love and gratitude in the natural world. Let's take a sweet potato, for example. If we plant a bulb in soil and just leave it there, the chance of it growing into a strong, healthy plant is very low. However, if we give it lots of love and care by watering, fertilizing, and weeding, the sweet potato will in return provide us with double the amount of love that we gave in the form of abundant harvest. The more we provide, the bigger the harvest. In this way, even in nature, we can see that the balance of love and gratitude as 1 to 2 works perfectly. Life, death, and reincarnation. Following this thought process, I realized that life and death, one of the most profound themes of our existence, could be explained by love and gratitude as well. In the process of human beings being born, there exists love. As a result of a man and woman loving each other, a life is created. The father and mother are also results of their parents giving love. and those parents were born out of love from their parents, and so on. As we move up the generations, we will eventually reach the existence of God, the great love. On the other hand, what is death? As I get older, I find myself thinking about the unavoidable passage in life more often, and one day I came across the following story. About 30 years ago, a social anthropologist visited Yanaguni, an island located on the western tip of Japan. The scientist asked the clan's chief his opinion of the death penalty, and he expressed his displeasure with it. Knowing that the chief was a wise leader, the anthropologist asked why he was against capital punishment. The chief replied, "Death is a wonderful thing. I wouldn't want the ones who have committed bad deeds to be granted that. For some, death is a happy graduation from this world." The chief would probably say that we can't let those who haven't satisfactorily completed their life lessons graduate. It was said that the funerals in Unagani were as joyful and rowdy as the festivals. Most of us have long been taught to fear and detest death, but is this necessarily correct? If asked what death is, I can now say with confidence that it is gratitude. From the moment we are born, we interact with countless people and live while giving and receiving love. When we reach the end of our lives, what is created cannot be anything but gratitude. Can you imagine the end of your life? Wouldn't gratitude naturally materialize in your mind? Even if you may not be able to leave peacefully and appreciate the life you lived, I believe that as you become a soul, you'll look back and embrace yourself in gratitude. Even at the moment of death, I believe that the true form of gratitude is not one but two, as in the ratio. Of the two gratitudes, one is given to the life you lived, to the world that has provided you with such a rich experience. You give thanks to the world as you leave it. Then you can bring along the second gratitude after you depart, which sparks another transformation from gratitude to love. Love is an active energy, and gratitude that has turned into love will become the moving force for the soul to reach the next stage after death. In this way, we can understand death not as an end, but the start of a new voyage. Where is the next destination for the soul then? Where is the next destination for the soul then? Before we tackle this question, I want to suggest that life doesn't conclude after a single life cycle. This sentiment is expressed beautifully in a stanza from a poem by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. The soul of a man resembleth water. From heaven it come, to heaven it soareth, and then again to earth it descendeth, changing ever. Goethe realized that our origin is water, and he emphasized the eternity of the soul. This becomes easier to understand if we replace the concept of a soul with water. Here's a simple example. Let's take water from a toilet. It doesn't complain one bit as it does its job. Imagine how hard it would be if you were water used to flush down waste. This is because water knows that it will return beautiful and clean once again as it goes through the cycle from vapor to cloud to rain. We are just like water. We can be reborn countless times. When we reincarnate, we may return to Earth or leave to another dimension. It's up to you. Now, I realize that may be difficult to take in this idea at first, but if we only lived once, why are everyone's personalities, preferences, and talents so diverse? Why are there such vastly different body structures and mentalities? Is this just a coincidence? I'm not so sure. If ourselves are determined solely by the genes of our parents and not influenced by past lives, we must have very similar personalities and physical traits. However, we all know that there are many incredibly talented individuals who have surpassed their parents, and it isn't uncommon to find a child who has a makeup or constitution that is not at all similar to the rest of his or her family. Couldn't these examples be proof that different experiences from a previous life or lives follow and affect us somehow in our next life? Once we complete our mission in life and graduate from this big school called Earth, we should return to where we came from and prepare for the next adventure in this vast universe. That place must be the soul's real destination. Unfortunately, though, there are more and more souls that cannot rise up to that dimension because they could not live according to God's plan or earn the graduation certificate from Earth. As materialism and greed take on an increasingly larger role in society, many individuals act in self-interest without regard to the welfare of others. This results in the soul's hado, vibration, getting heavier, and currently, the world is fully occupied with souls who aren't able to graduate from the Earth plane. Remember the newspaper article in the earlier chapter? Water is continually sent to the planet from space. Like our souls, water also needs to eventually return to where it came from and continue the cycle. I fear that this excess will soon topple over the threshold in the form of devastating floods and tsunamis that will occur more often, as well as an increase in sea levels as global warming speeds up. In ancient times, the world suffered numerous massive floods. We know this in part because of the underwater ruins that exist throughout the world, from Egypt to Cuba and even Unigani Island. By examining the artifacts, we learned that those areas were once above water. There are also continual findings that suggest the existence of lost continents, including Atlantis and Mu. These civilizations were said to possess advanced knowledge, but everything disappeared in an enormous flood. It is my belief that these lost cities are now giving us warnings. If we understand that we are water, we can say that the circulation of the soul is actually the circulation of water. The planet is suffering from too much water because there are too many souls that are unable to leave. In order to resolve this problem, we need to lead a life that is worthy so we can graduate from the world. What can we do to safely complete this Earth school? It has been said that the weight of a soul is 21 grams, but to rise into space, we need to make that weight 0. What lightens the soul is the second gratitude that manifests at the time of death. It transforms into love and the energy necessary for the soul to travel. Of course, it's also important to fill our lives with love and gratitude, and to always be in harmony with water by sending it good vibrations. Additionally, we can't forget to pray for the souls who are stuck on Earth in order to help them continue on their journey. This is a powerful act. If the water that was sent to Earth can travel freely throughout the universe, then we can too, since we are also water. Remember that love and gratitude make this possible. Now, what planet will you choose when you finish your life of love and gratitude and take the journey away from the world you know? Let's end today's session with the grand invocation in Japanese. We will repeat this 3 times. Please repeat after me. Uchu no Mugano. Chikara ga Korikote. Makoto no Daiwa no. Miyoga Narinata. Uchu no Mugano. Chikara ga Korikote. Makoto no Daiwa no. Miyoga Narinata. Uchu no Mugano. Chikara ga Korikote. Makoto no Daiwa no. Miyoga Narinata. In English, this means the eternal power of the universe has gathered itself to create a world with true and grand harmony. This concludes our session today. Thank you for joining the Water Peace Project Global Meditation as we celebrate and give thanks for all of our water around the world. We hope you have enjoyed the reading from Dr. Emoto's book, Messages from Water and the Universe. Much love and gratitude to Dr. Emoto. We hope you will join us again. We love you.